Good day, guys. My name is Ademola Badmos. If this is your first time, please do not forget to like and subscribe, and you're welcome to my channel. And if you can get to the end of the video and you find it helpful, please drop a comment or probably questions if you have any. If you don't have much to say, just drop a comment to give me some form of encouragement as I intend to do more of this. So in this video, we'll be talking about markers and what are markers essentially. Markers are they are tools, so to speak, in Python and Selenium that allows you to create some. It allows you to create some scenarios where you can run specific tests in your suite. What do I mean by this? Let's say you have a long list of tests that you've already created, and you want to run some of those tests as smoke tests, while you want to run some of them as regression tests. You can create custom markers, which we will discuss later, to be able to run those ones specifically. And you could also use the built-in markers by pytest that would allow you to run some tests, that allow you to skip some tests, and allow you to mark some tests as fail. So those tests, because when they fail, in actual sense, your test might be disrupted, but once you mark them as failed, it will fail, but your test will run to the end and there will be no issues. And you also have some built-in markers that can allow you to reuse some steps, reuse some tests rather. So we'll all try to touch all of that in this session. So let's start. So the first thing that we need to do, oh, I've already started marking them. The first thing that we need to do is to import, we should import pytest because we are going to need pytest for this. So once we've imported pytest, then let's start with the first one that I want to try is to skip. So I want to skip the last two. I want to skip the last two tests and allow the first three to run. So let's see how that goes. So all I just need to do is just call the same command, pytest, that I've been using to run it. Then I'll generate a report. Then let's run this and see. Yes, it has added it and it has clicked that, and that has finished. As you can see, in the console, you have something like this. In the console, you have 3 passed and 2 skipped. So it means that the last 2 was skipped. Now, we can also do this. Let's say you have a buggy test. Let's still skip one, but let's change this one to xfail. Let's say you have a buggy test and this is the buggy one and it has not been fixed yet. You can put this marker on it so your test will not be returning false positives because you already know it hasn't been passed yet. So you can just put it this way and run the old test, and while one will be skipped, the other one will be marked as failed. In principle, this is how it should be. So let's wait and see. One should be skipped and it shouldn't even get here. So we have not done this properly. One has been skipped and the last one has been marked as failed. You see? Because it didn't get there. One was skipped, one was failed. So we've been able to talk about 2 of these steps. Now, we want to talk about one more before because we have to divide this video into 2 because the last one would require some form of a longer explanation. But for the sake of explanation, let's import 6 here. You understand? So the base interpreter that we are using, our system version is, if you check our Python version here, our Python version in our virtual environment is what? 3.96. Okay, so we can say it should skip this, skip if. We are using the if method, and this time we have to create a condition. Skip if sys dot version info is, let's say, not equal to 3 and let's say 6, that's 3.6. If it is not equal to this, let's put some space in between. If it is not equal to this, then we now put a reason, right? So, and our reason we say version incompatibility issue. So it should skip it on this. And the Python version, as we know, is not 3.6, is 3.9. Or even our base interpreter is 3.11, so there's no way it can be 3.6. So fingers crossed, let's try to run this. The same test, the same test command. We run this. So the first three we run, the next one would be skipped, and the last one would be marked as failed. It's been added. So let's wait it out and see what we get. We can begin to check. There is an error. So what's the error? The last one was skipped, was failed, but the error is this. It says error, you need to specify reason string when using booleans as conditions. We specify the string, and why is it not getting it? So let's see what this will bring out in the documentation. Maybe we are not using it properly. Let's see. In the documentation, let's look for skipif. This is skipif here. So, so we have to actually assign the reason. That's the problem. We did not assign the reason. We only just gave the reason. So that's really important. How did I forget that? So let's run this again. Let's give it one more shot. The reason was stated, so it means that we have to actually return that reason as an argument too, and we have to put reason equals into it. So let's see. So let's see what's going on in our code now. Yeah, it's about to skip it. Yes, it has skipped it because that version is different. So that brings us to the end of this. In the next video, we'll be talking about parameterize and how to use parameterize. Then after that, we'll talk about fixtures, and we can say we've done enough about